Airmen from F.E. Warren and Vandenberg Air Force bases conducted an operational test launch May 1st of an unarmed Minuteman III missile. Today's test launch used an intercontinental ballistic missile pulled randomly from a silo on Minot Air Force Base, which was then transported and reassembled at Vandenberg. The ICBM was equipped with a test re-entry vehicle and traveled approximately 4,200 miles to a test range near the Kwajalein Atoll in the Marshall Islands. These ICBM test launches verify the accuracy and reliability of the weapon system, providing valuable data to ensure a safe, secure, and effective nuclear deterrent.
Item 131, pistol suspension released. Item 132, launch enclosure open. Item 133, first stage ignition to missile.
Families raced around the island for the annual Rusty Family Triathlon. Once the bullhorn blared, participants swam 500 yards, biked twice around the airfield, and ended with a 2-mile run around the housing area. The Rusty Family Triathlon is targeted for grade school residents of Kwajalein, but what better way to train for the full Rust man? I interviewed the participants, asking them about their experiences.
What's your name?
Alana.
And what did you do here?
I triathlon. I did the swim, run, and the bike. It is my 6th time doing this.
What was the hardest part?
I think the run, because after the swim and the bike, you just cramp up and stuff. I did the run and the swim.
And he did the bike ride.
What was the hardest part of it?
Keeping up with you two. What was the hardest for you?
Bike. But what for the bike?
The wind,
Why?
huh? The wind.
His name's Dakota. This is his 2nd year. Dakota did the whole swim, he did the whole run, and he rode for the bike because he hasn't learned to ride a bike yet.
We are individuals, but we are running to represent Team MR8, Martin Richard. It's a charity in Boston. That's where we're from.
What was the hardest part for you?
Biking for sure. It's just the wind and it's
The
really
bike. The bike itself. It's not easy to race on a sand bike.
So if you're a kid, or a parent of a kid, and you're watching this, consider signing up for the Rusty Family Triathlon next year.
So are you guys glad it's over?
Yes.
No, let's do it again. Ready? Okay, let's go swim first.
For those who haven't tried it yet, exploring the outer perimeter of Kwaj reveals a number of cool beaches, hidey holes, and getaway spots. They're perfect for taking in nature, beachcombing, napping in hammocks, or catching up on that book you've been setting aside. So hop aboard our golf cart as we scoot around Kwaj to show you the coolest places to hang out. Our first stop is the most obvious. Iman Beach, or Eman Beach, or Eman Beach, whatever you call it. It's the most popular spit of sand on Kwaj. Everything from big community beach parties and can jam and bago blowouts, fireworks shows and triathlon events take place here. But wait, order now and get this quote-unquote secret add-on beach area, which really is just the north section of Iman, but kind of secluded from the southern section by a thicket of bushes and trees. While there is some privacy, no nude sunbathing is allowed here. In fact, that's not allowed anywhere on Kwaj to my knowledge. Moving on, let's hit that turbo button and zoom up to North Point. The benches sitting along the northern boundary of Kwaj are perfect for taking in sunsets. Near this one in particular is good for sighting shark pups hunting on the reef flat during low tide. Bring some binoculars out to catch the action going on at Little Bustard about a mile out. And bring a camera out during the Air Force ICBM flight test re-entries to get a different perspective. We're now oceanside on the dirt path heading toward the CRC gym. Along the way, you can stop at this little oceanside chill out spot. You can get a face full of wind, plop down on that little bench there and enjoy the sunrise, or whatever folks do here. Moving on. Just south of the gym is a great natural beach that opens up wide, just adjacent to this thicket of scavola bushes and pandanus trees. Our cart moves slowly through the clearing and takes us to a little path leading up to the beach. Ooh, yeah, smooth soundtrack time. A seawall protects the coast along the gym, and the beach stretches farther south down past the Colonel's house. Oh, hey, there's a C-17 taking off. Back on our wheels, we pass the Colonel's house. Our destination is a mysterious little staircase along a seawall. It provides safe access down to the reef for beachcombing or looking at these tiny, also mysterious stone pyramids. What are these? Who put them there? And I need to know now. Zoom! Okay, we're heading south along Ocean Road now, and nothing can stop us except, of course, another cool hidey hole. Stop in front of Surf and Sands BQ's and find one of two paths cutting through the large thickets of scavola bushes. Look, it's the Pacific Ocean again. In the early years of the Americans' presence on Kwajalein, sections of the reef were quarried to be used as construction materials. What remains are deep pools cut into the reef flat, which you can sort of see ahead of us. Alright, it looks like we're moving again. Yep, we're moving again. Here's what we've covered so far. For this stop, we are zeroing in on a newly constructed area adjacent to the Kwaj Lodge. A new stairway provides access to the long beach that wraps south past a flagpole area. It's a pretty good oceanside beachcombing spot. Looking north, you'll see a new seawall and the island chain stretching north to Ebi. Off to the next one. And behind this eager biker we go. Does he know the Rust Man is over? We are heading south past the old air terminal and out toward the golf course. And along the way we stop at this cool beach. You'll know it for its picturesque tree. There it is. It's an excellent spot to photograph the full moon as it pokes over the horizon and washes the ocean with light. Look at this beauty. Moving on. Before we hit the golf course, it's worth taking a look at the old Camp Hamilton area. Through a stone entryway fit for a Flintstones movie set, we gain access to a clearing and a raised stone platform that looks slightly shady. I do not know what happens here. But the area did used to be the old Kwaj Boy Scout troop camping area before it was moved to the current Camp Hamilton Beach on the other side of the island. History fact. We've made it to the country club. We are zooming west along the island's southern flank, and we're heading out to where the dirt path veers north across one of the fairways. Now, this raised patch of ground doesn't offer much to do during the day. You can get a unique elevated look out toward the ocean, but come out during the night with clear skies and it's a perfect place to stargaze. Onward mush. So this is the real reason we came out to the golf course, hole 4, just west of the previous stop. Leave your golf cart on the road, of course, it is Kwaj after all, and head toward the ocean to this little assembly of structures. Walking. There it is, what a cool little nook to relax and read a book. Ah, there's the ocean again. Let's check the map. This time we're headed to Glass Beach, one of the more well-known outlying beaches on Kwajalein Island. Most people access the beach near this danger jet blast area sign. And there's Kwajalein. People climb onto the pillars for photo opportunities and to pretend they are totem poles. And here's what it looks like on a pretty day. At Glass Beach, you can beachcomb, you can walk out onto the black sand, and I don't know why some of it's black. You can take in the surf, scope out the washed up beach glass, of course, along with some other oddities like rounded clumps of aluminum and copper. The beach, like the others on Kwajalein, is home to horned ghost crabs and an army of hermit crabs on the move, with places to go and things to do. We've got to keep moving. Alright, now we're really cooking now. We have to skip the shark pit and the pet cemetery areas as they are under construction at this moment. So our next target is way out west. There's the DCCB straight ahead. We're going to hang a left at the DCCB and double back. We are currently arriving at the surf deck, stop number 14. This is one of the most serene, peaceful places you can get to on Kwajalein. An absolute gem if you're into pretty sunsets. Surfers use the concrete stairs to access the water safely, but it's important to remember that snorkeling, swimming, and diving are prohibited in this area.
Surfers only, brah.
There's a pretty view of Carlson and the surf break stretching out before it. Watch this. Come with us through the jungle. In this part of our safari, we're heading north along the very western tip of the island. There's Carlson again. This dirt path leads us to the very coolest beach on the island of Kwajalein. Like a zit on the island's nose, this little beach, which I call Beach, protrudes off the north tip of the west side of the boomerang. getting down to the beach does require some rock hopping and a low tide. And once you're on the surface, you'll see that this spit of sand is at a convergence point between waves ushered westward by the wind across the lagoon and ocean swells coming in from the west. It's a beautiful spot, about as far from Kwaj as you can get while being on Kwajalein, and a perfect representation of the beauty of the Marshall Islands. And in case you were wondering, here's what it looks like on a bright, sunny day. But there's weather heading our way, so let's get on board our faithful steed and head back east. Unfortunately, we have to skip a couple of nice lagoon-side beaches flanking the barge slip ramp area. But under the cover of darkness, we can infiltrate coral sands. Studded with tall Australian pines, this section of Coral Sands Beach is a perfect getaway spot that isn't too far of a bike ride from town. Of course, this is what it looks like on a good day. Back on this trip though, we are stumbling through the Scavola under an overcast sunset that has befallen us. Kind of creepy. The last stop really should be the Kwajalein Yacht Club and the Camp Hamilton Beach area. They are easy to find. And here's what the view from the Yacht Club deck looks like on a good sunny day. So there you have it. Don't say I never did nothing for you. 17 individual beaches, hidey holes, and getaways that you can explore on Kwajalein. It's a small island, but the variety and number of these little enclaves can provide a unique outing and introduce some variety into your weekend. Or you can just stay home, doesn't matter, free country. KSA, the fire department, local business, and Garrison Aviation joined forces with Child and Youth Services to put on the second annual Month of the Military Child Family Carnival. From 1 to 3 p.m., Kwaj kids and their families swarmed the Teen Center and DeMayo Field for a fun array of activities. Of course, the good old bouncy inflatables were out for kids to go crazy on. And Army pilots flew in a Lakota helicopter to give the kids a quick tour and a seat in the cockpit. Fire department staff came out as well to show kids around a KFD engine and ambulance. But wait, more bouncy house action. Meanwhile, inside the youth center, there was more going on. A good old-fashioned cakewalk pitted kids, both small and big, against one another in competition for treats. Plenty of swag was out for grabs on tables. Along with chances to play mini-games for other prizes. The coup de grace of the event was, of course, laser tag. Donned in vests looking like something pulled from the set of sci-fi classic Tron, family members battled in epic showdowns in this, the second annual month of the Military Child Family Carnival.
Kwajalein Softball League occurs annually through the months of March to May for community members to compete against fellow co-workers, friends, and family to see who will come out on top. The island's requirement to play softball instead of baseball doesn't discourage community members and high school students to lace up their cleats every year and compete for Kwajalein's tradition of awarding a painted coconut to the champion. Despite some occasional confusion on whose turn it is to bat, the Kwajalein High School Spartans always have a good time both on and off the field.
So we're here with Team Spartans. That's me. No, right here. As you can see behind me, they're about to bat. So I'll give it to them. Who's that for you, lad? I never hit. Well, the book said it did.
Sean did. Sean did hit last.
Sean, you're batting. Sean, you're batting.
He did because it was a pop-up. Oh, it was a pop-up and he stopped running to first.
No, they said Sean batting.
Members of not only Kwajalein, but also eBay compete for fun in the final sport before summer.